You know we have to talk about it. This is Reality Report, where we break down the wildest moments on your favorite reality shows and spill what's really going on with the stars off screen. So let's get into it. What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video here on Pam Unfiltered. So Bravocon ended this past Sunday. We're going to talk about day 2. Not a lot happened day 3. I think it was mainly focused on like an award show for everyone, which I think myself or you guys really don't care. But we're going to talk about specifically the Housewives of Atlanta and Beverly Hills. They have upcoming seasons that will be released pretty soon. It probably won't be in December because we don't really have any like trailers of both upcoming seasons. So I'm assuming maybe like February, March, they'll be released. So they both had panels on Saturday. Beverly Hills gave us a little bit of an insight on what's been going on with their relationships, but a lot of stuff they really held to their chest. Atlanta, on the other hand, baby, they wasn't holding back on nothing. But you know what, though? I'm not shocked because since the filming of the season, we've been hearing like a lot of things that's been going on. The feud between Sidora and K. Michelle. We heard rumors about Porsha and her new girlfriend. Just some other things that's also been going on that we'll talk about here in this video. But we're going to kick it off with Beverly Hills, right? Because again, they gave us some stuff, but they didn't give us everything. So I'm going to kind of get them out of the way and then we'll get into Atlanta. But then after Atlanta, I just have a few things to talk about with Potomac and Miami, which they had their own individual panels. But what I want to talk about with Potomac was like an interview that not Shamea, I was going to say Shamea, Angel and Kay had on the red carpet. But again, let's get into Beverly Hills first. So during the panel, Dorit was asked about her relationship with Kyle and also her relationship with Erika. And surprisingly, there's some beef between Dorit and Erika. Am I shocked? No, not at all. And I'll tell you after the clip. Am I shocked about Dorit and Kyle's response to their relationship? No, because it's going to be the same thing that happened last year. But let's take a look at the clips.
It came out of left field. It was very surprising, shocking.
Erika?
I love Dorit. I lost it on Dorit. That's the way it happened.
No lies detected.
No lies. All right.
So y'all heard that. Again, I'm not shocked about Erika and her getting into it. I would not be surprised if Kyle told her, you know, behind the cameras, behind closed doors, off season, like, listen, it's going to be either me or Dorit. Erika does not have any other source of income. She is no longer married to that man. She is no longer living the lap of luxury. She's still living in a rental that she renovated, which I don't quite understand, because it's not a rent to buy type of place. But again, this is her only source of income. So she's going to attach herself to the head honcho of the season. Kyle's been there from the beginning. She needs to keep this money going. Again, this is the money that's sustaining her. It wasn't like what it was 5 years ago where this check was probably her clothes money. Half of her clothes money. You know what I mean? So again, I'm not shocked that their relationship is a bit strained. I know, listen, because I have not been a huge fan of Dorit for a very long time. Dorit can be very exhausting. So I am curious to know what exactly happened between the two, but I just feel like Erika just wants to put her allegiance to Kyle. This is what I'm feeling. So again, Kyle and Dorit talk about their relationship. Literally, there is absolutely no difference whatsoever. So let's take a look at that.
And then coming into this season, we were able to make progress, and it was great. And then we made 3 steps forward and maybe 4 steps back. Would you agree with that assessment?
I don't know I would agree with going through a difficult time and making it difficult to move forward. I thought we were moving. In fact, I thought from the reunion that we had moved forward. I didn't realize.
We came into this season having had moved forward and in a good place.
Definitely. I would agree with that. But it didn't really turn out to be that way.
Dorit, you said the same thing as Kyle. You just worded it completely different. But outside of that, you guys are not friends. You're no longer friends. You are just co-workers, and you need to leave it at that. Kyle is the type of person where she was the youngest sister. She probably wasn't heard. This is her series. This is her franchise. She's the head honcho. She wants her underlings. Dorit was her number one underling. Dorit is no longer her underling. Her rose-colored glasses are off. She sees Kyle as who she is, and she's tired of her. She finds it to be unauthentic, not real, and that's why their relationship is severed. But next season, this upcoming season, I don't want to hear it anymore. I don't want to hear anything about their divorces. I don't want to hear anything about Kyle texting to PK or Dorit texting Mauricio. I do not care. They need to wrap this shit up and do something else. Nobody cares anymore. But Kyle was then, I'm going to move on to Miss Kyle because Dorit was asked all her questions. So Miss Kyle was asked about LVP. Now, I'm going to tell y'all right now, there is a chunk of this series that I have not seen, right? And it was right before Dorit and Erika came on. It was, I think, when Lisa Rinna came in, her and the soap opera chick. I forgot her name. That is, I think I saw part of that season and then I stopped. And then I restarted watching it, I believe, in like 2018. 2019, that's when I began. So there's quite a few seasons that I do need to watch. However, I do see, I have seen clips of like in between the seasons. Like one of my favorites is I think they went to Amsterdam and Kim Richards was going in on Lisa Rinna. That is my favorite clip. Okay. But yeah, let's just hear what Kyle had to say about LVP. Because you guys know they're not friends anymore. So let's look at that.
But I have to tell a little story that the other night I was in the Beverly Hills Hotel. I didn't tell you this.
What?
And I saw Ken and Lisa. And I sat there and I thought, well, what should I do? You know, because it doesn't always go well when we see each other in person. So we both kind of, maybe she did see me, maybe she didn't. But as he was leaving, I said, goodbye, Ken.
I love it.
I didn't know he had heard me or not, but
my God.
I just had to do that. So
Listen, if there's nothing really going on between you and Lisa, why don't y'all just have a sit down off camera? They don't need to be on camera. Have a sit down, figure out what's been going on. Are y'all going to be friends? Are you going to be acquaintances? What's going on? Because this little tidbit you just gave us about Lisa Vanderpump was absolutely useless. Okay, you saw her in the Beverly Hills Hotel. You guys live in Beverly Hills. I know you've seen her quite often. Between her leaving the franchise and this BravoCon weekend. Kyle, I feel like you just don't know how to be friends with anyone. It seems to be there's absolutely nobody that I've seen outside of Teddy and maybe Erika, because I don't even know if she's still friends with Lisa Rinna, because, you know, Lisa Rinna's not on the show anymore. But it just seems like the women of the show, she doesn't really have that many friends. Teddy's not on the show anymore. And Erika, truth be told, Erika can go too. She ain't got no damn storyline whatsoever. But Kyle, please. And can I say this? Because her sister was in this clip. There's something very unauthentic about, let me bring this back up. There's something very unauthentic about Kathy Hilton. Kathy Hilton likes to present this ditzy facade for everyone just so she won't seem intimidating, but I think she is absolutely intimidating. I think she does not play around. I think she's a very mean woman. Just from the things that her daughter said and what Kyle said, it's just, I don't know, just something about her just, it's not right. And I remember, you guys, do y'all remember when the last time Lisa Rinna was on here and they had went to, oh my God, what was that? They went to, was it Salt Lake City they went to for vacation? And she was saying how Kathy was going off at the club and stuff like that. But we just could not stand Lisa Rinna anymore. So we weren't trying to hear what she had to say about Kathy. But baby, Lisa was right about Kathy. Lisa was. We weren't trying to hear it. Now we can. Do y'all agree with me? Y'all let me know down below. There's just something about Kathy Hilton that's just not right at all. At all. So now Kyle talks about a Potomac housewife. And it's Stacey. Stacey apparently met Kyle, but Kyle didn't know who she was and she was offended. Child, Stacey, take a look at this clip.
Well, I was just at the last panel, and I guess Stacy, let me get this right, from Potomac,
Yes.
was offended I didn't know who she was.
Where are you?
First of all,
Stacey.
no, she's not here.
Oh.
But here's the thing, is
Look how fake
I have
Kathy
not seen the
is.
show since she's been on, so I don't know why that would offend her. There's times people have said to me, I'm sorry, I haven't seen your show, I didn't know. I'm not offended by that, it's okay. So I don't know why she's offended by that, so
You barely
whatever.
get to watch your show.
Kathy, shut up. Like, Kathy is so fake. But honestly, Stacey, please. Nobody watches QVC like that unless you're old and retired. It's okay. You've been on. This is your second season. Kyle doesn't know who you are. And that's fine. Why is that important anyway? She doesn't know you. Big whoop. Kyle's not that important. Trust and believe that. Stacey, go sit down. Please don't get a big head. I love you down this season of Potomac. Please don't get a big head because we all know that Andy really, really loves you. It looks like you're not going anywhere no time soon. Please don't get a big head. Please be who you are right now. Kyle is irrelevant. Her not knowing you will not change your life in any kind of way, good or bad. Please. But then Kyle goes in. Someone must have asked her in the audience, right? How come she doesn't show her life? And this has been a big thing for the last couple of years. How come Kyle doesn't go into her life on the show? I have to disagree with people who say that because I think Kyle is open when it comes to her life, but I don't think she's open when it comes to her relationship with Mauricio and that girl she used to date. I understand why she didn't talk about Morgan for a little bit because probably she was, still trying to figure out her sexuality at the time. You know what I mean? She probably has some little like attraction to women years and years and years prior, but Morgan really just like opened it up for her and she was just trying to figure that out, especially her still being married to Mauricio and the whole thing with Mauricio. Now that I'm a little upset about because she likes to pry on other people's relationships. So when they ask her about her situation with him and she kept it really close to the chest, I understand why people are upset about that particular subject. But outside of that, I think she's been pretty open when it comes to her family, her relationship with her sisters, her relationship with her daughters, her relationship. Remember her friend had passed away. She committed S. So she's been open with these things, but she just wanted to keep her relationships, close to her chest. I'm using that phrase a lot. So please forgive me, but check out this clip real quick.
Well, this is like a new thing that I see where people say Kyle is not showing her life. And I always think this is so wild to me because I've shown my life for 15 years and everything. And people have seen, a lot of great things that happened with my family. Porsha, turning 2 years old and now applying to college, which is so crazy. But, I've had major fallouts with my family. And having blood on the show is a very different thing than falling out with people that you're not as close with. And that was really painful to go through that in the public eye. And I show so much. I'm like, I don't know, do I need to put a camera in the shower? Or next to the toilet?
You are the reason why you don't have a relationship with Kim. Okay, you spilled her business from the first season of her. You announced that she was an alcoholic. She didn't have any money. Kim still accuses you of selling, your mother's home. She not getting any of that money. You and Mauricio taking that money and buying another house or investing it into his business. So please, all the things that you and Mauricio were doing is the reason why you're not in a good place with your sister, Kim. Point blank, period. But lastly, about Beverly Hills, we got Boz, right? So Boz is on the red carpet and she's talking about one of the new housewives of Beverly Hills. So there's two. There is Zoe. What is this woman's name? I had this woman's name in my head and it completely just went out. I don't know why I forget this woman's name. Hold on a second. A fellow New Yorker and I don't know her name. Ain't that something? So Rachel Zoe and Amanda Francis. So Boz has a little opinion on Amanda Francis. Word on the curb is this woman is filthy rich, or her husband's filthy rich, and maybe those women are finding her to be extremely threatened. Because we have to be very honest here. All the women that's on that franchise, they don't have the most money, and the money that they did have was via their husband outside of Boz. And even with Boz, she's not this filthy rich woman. What's Boz's net worth? $10 million? What's Erika's net worth? $2 million? What's Dorit's net worth? You know what I mean? And outside of even Kathy Hilton, but Kathy Hilton don't have money like that. That's her husband and her husband's family money. Kathy was a housewife. No offense. She didn't do anything outside of that. So having a woman like Amanda Francis, who's probably similar to Erika, of being a kept woman with lots and lots of money. But I believe Amanda does have a job, or she's known for something outside of her husband. But anyway, yeah, so Boz had a little bit of a, opinion on her. So we're going to take a look at Lance. And then we're going to end the franchise because there was nothing really else going on. Hold on.
But we also do have another new housewife.
Amanda.
Yes, Amanda. So there are two. And she has opinions as well.
It looks like
Go
that
ahead,
way
go on,
from the trailer.
keep talking.
Nah, she got opinions.
Do you like
And
her?
some of us have opinions about her opinions.
Do you like her?
Tamara asked you a question, Bo.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Do you like her?
There are parts about her that I like, and then parts about her that I think could need improvement.
Okay.
Girl, I could see an improvement on you, and it's them wigs. You wearing way too many layers of hair. A couple of bundles less will make your head look a little normal. Okay? That's the only thing about Boz I can't stand. It's too many bundles in them wigs, child. Just too many, please. Keep it to 3. I think 3 would suffice. You don't need about 7 of them in them fucking wigs. But that's her opinion on Amanda Francis. We'll see. Again, I believe there's like a little sneak peek or whatever of the upcoming season, but we don't see too much. So let's see if Amanda, it'll be someone that we like or we dislike, or should be one and done. Who knows? We'll see. And also, you guys know about Rachel Zoe. Rachel Zoe is probably going to be introduced via Kyle. Rachel Zoe is a New Yorker. She was a fashion stylist turned to a fashion designer. She had a lot of things. I believe Rachel Zoe had maybe some clothing and some accessories out. I don't know what she's been doing lately. She's probably still a stylist to the older celebrities, but we'll figure that out when we're introduced to her on the new season. But what are you guys' thoughts on any of the clips that we've seen with Beverly Hills? But let's get into Atlanta, because baby, these women, they are not holding back. All right, so let's get into this Atlanta tea. Let me tell y'all, they were definitely the talk of the weekend, specifically Miss Drew Sidora. She has the same name as my brother. She was not holding back. I don't know what's wrong with these women and what's their beef with Drew Sidora. I don't see really anything wrong with her. The way they pick on her, it's very, very odd. But Drew Sidora was on a red carpet and she was asked about K. Michelle. Now, during their filming, again, there was a lot of news that was going around about the season, specifically about K. Michelle and Drew Sidora's beef. Apparently, there was a rumor that K. Michelle was, a little physical. She denies it. But again, Drew Sidora was asked on the red carpet about her relationship with K. Michelle. So let's hear what Miss Drew Sidora has to say. Let me just bring it up. And then let's play it, honey.
Speaking of new faces, we have 2 girls. We have K. Michelle, we have Pinky Cole. What are your thoughts on these ladies? There was a rumor that you and Kay kind of had some issues. I'm like, a lot of times I didn't even know. I was like, we have an issue? I didn't know. I don't know what's going on. Like, this is a lot. You see a lot
in the press and things like that. But I'm excited for people to really get into the next season and see what really was going on. Yeah. You know, because people will play victim and try to jump in front of some narratives. We're going to let it all play out. Yeah. I wasn't playing no games this season. Absolutely. I'm like, I've been through it all. You guys have seen what I've been going through. And I really wanted to have.
I'm glad, girl, put they asses to the fire. The way they be picking on Drew is ridiculous. Specifically, Porsha last season with the whole Dennis situation. That's not your man. You were married to somebody else. Why do you care that he was managing Drew Sidora? Was she your employee or your friend? Yes, so what? But if he was doing something to, you know, have another business, be a manager, and he chose Drew Sidora, why do you care? They just working together. There was nothing sexual going on. First of all, your man Dennis don't even look like Drew Sidora's type. First of all, he don't look like many women's types. We all know why you got with him, because he was the hot dog king. But again, I don't understand what their problem is with Drew, but let's continue on with this clip. Hold on.
Fun, you know, and really build a bond and a sisterhood. And I feel like I did that. Yeah. I feel like I have a really great, you know, core with some of the ladies. And then, you know how it goes. Like, some people, they just can't see. You know, they just don't understand. They don't get it. They're a little late. But nonetheless, I feel like we are giving a run to Salt Lake City.
Speaking of new faces, we have
I don't know about that girl.
Run to Salt Lake City. Yeah. Ooh, I have to say that. Yeah. I'm loving Salt Lake City right now, but I'm like, listen, y'all got a lot going on, but what we had going on in Atlanta, baby, I'm telling you, it was gagging.
I love that. Speaking of your core, I'm glad to see that you and Porsha are on better terms. I love when you guys are good. I love when you guys are friends. Is this Go Naked hair?
Let's go naked, get into it.
Okay. Yes.
That hair look a little dry, but all right.
She's melted today.
Yes.
And I'm gonna say I'm very proud of us. I'm happy that we're working on our friendship, you know, to get back to where it was, and hopefully even get to a better place. Because we went through hell and back like last season. It was really hard for me. Yeah. Run to Salt Lake City. Yeah. Ooh.
So that's what she had to say about K. Michelle, their upcoming season. Listen, Atlanta, if y'all can get with Salt Lake City, because Salt Lake City is that franchise. If y'all can get it run for money, I'll continue watching. If not, I'm cutting y'all off. But after she had this red carpet interview, K. Michelle has something to say. So let's see what she had to say. Hold on. So K. Michelle says, the audacity. I would never fight someone whose edges and eyebrows are in a fight daily. Leave me out of it. And then she also puts, I'm really minding my business. It's getting weird. And then she also says, to make up something like that and paint me as violent of any sorts is crazy. A complete lie. I don't fight. I'm grown. Leave me alone. And then she says, stop lying on me. I haven't swung or had any type of physical altercation with anyone in years. I have a whole career and a lot I'm working towards. I'm a grown woman. It's not cute or cool. Leave me alone. Well, K. Michelle, we'll see, girl. We'll see if you try to get active or not. You know, it's all on camera. Or maybe Drew is lying. We don't know. We'll see once, you know, this season airs. Again, I don't know when this is going to air. Hopefully, I'm going to say maybe around like February, March. I don't know. I'm just getting that feeling. I think January might be a little too early for it. But again, with Drew Sidora and her beefs, not only she got beef with K. Michelle, she got beef again with Shamea and Kelli. Let me tell you something about Kelli. Kelli ain't nothing but a lap dog. You hear what I'm saying? I didn't like her last season because there's something about outside of her face and her body, there's something about her personality that's very, very fake. But again, they were on their panel. Drew Sidora was asked about, you know, Shamea or just, you know, her relationships with the women. And this is what she had to say. Hold on, let me cue it up. This is annoying.
End of the day, Shamea here, being who she is, you know, I don't understand why you would compare me and K. Michelle.
How old is she?
When we both sing better than
44?
You know, and the last time that I checked, my album charted and you have yet to release one. So it's giving almost a one wonder.
What's crazy is that
Shamea, I don't even know why you're trying to sing, girl. Give that up. Your voice is not that great. You've been singing, quote unquote, in groups since your teens and your 20s, and you have yet made any type of hit. Go do something else. Please. Please. Like Drew said, it hasn't charted, and it won't.
That's what I'm
one
saying.
song
You are
did more than your whole
Delulu,
album.
like my song says.
I did
And
chart
to
for that
address
one song, and your
Kelli,
album is still
and to-
delusional
and to
like you.
address Kelli the Minion here.
Kelly said what?
Has no
exactly.
talent.
No, Kelly said what? No,
Okay,
Kelly.
I-
owns-
calm down, y'all. Calm
Kelly
down.
owns restaurants. Kelly is an
Child, they sound like three cats. Can't hear nothing they saying.
entrepreneur. Kelly
Focus
owns
on getting him out your basement.
Calm down.
Y'all doing too much. Focus on getting him out your basement.
Calm down. Like somebody else.
One at a time. One at a time. You good,
The
Drew?
question
You
was for me. I'm
good?
sorry.
Ooh, child.
Who was asking?
I gotta bring it back. I did not know it was going.
How a mess. Y'all hear me? A mess. These women are going at it.
There.
So at the end of the day,
That's gonna be a whole lot of cats scratching and screeching this upcoming season. But yeah, Kelli is a follower. She's boring. Nobody cares about what she got going on outside that new lawsuit that's coming up, and we're gonna talk about that in a few. But yeah, I believe that's exactly what she is. She was one with Britt Edie, and now she's one with Shamea. I don't even know why she's on here this season. I was very shocked that she came back. But let's go into Shamea. So Shamea was asked a couple of questions about, I guess there was rumors going around when she first started, like, she wanted to create an alliance, an all newbie alliance, and kind of team up with a young vet, which I don't quite understand why she would do that, because there's only two young vets, which is Drew and Porsha. And from last season, she's had these like underlying beefs with Porsha. So again, I didn't quite understand why she wanted to do that, but let's take a look about what she had to say about it. Again, with the mic off.
To you. There was some talk at the reunion about you before the season wanting to form an alliance with some of the new girls. What was your ultimate goal with that alliance?
So I hate the word alliance. I mean, knowing a little bit more of what I know now, I would like to say, for me, it was about trying to form friendships, real, true, genuine, authentic friendships. And I felt
Shamea, we're not gonna play word semantics. You're not gonna swap out alliance with friendships. We're not gonna do that. You were looking for an alliance.
like this new cast is going to be young and fun with good energy. So the conversation was had, even though a lot of people don't remember, it was definitely had that all the new girls wanted to align with some of the younger vets. And that.
Please explain to me align and alliances. What's the difference? Y'all let me know. Word semantics, y'all. Word semantics. People like her think you're stupid. And they try to switch up words, or you know what I mean? Try to just switch up, like just pretty much switch up the words to make you feel like what you're asking her is not. She's not answering. It's kind of a difficult thing. So pretty much you're asking her this. She knows what it is, but she's trying to flip it. But then she's answering it the same way with different words. Do you get what I'm saying? Shamea, please stop.
That was really my intention, and it still is, actually. I still want to have, an alliance with the whole group. I don't like division, but, then there's that.
I didn't get an invitation to that alliance.
I didn't know,
Okay, let her know, Angela, because she's full of it.
I thought you were older than us.
Girl, you thought I was older?
I did. We already had that conversation.
Angela, you do look old, girl. You look about 50. Stop lying, girl. And then the nose don't help either.
I did, but now I know.
Yeah, now you know.
I would have definitely extended the invite to you.
Didn't you?
To you. There was some talk.
You know what's so funny? We were asking for Shamea to be a peach holder for years. And she comes on here and she just completely disappointed us. I need y'all to reduce her back to a friend of, because we showing too much of Shamea and she is just not giving it the way we need her to give it to. Sorry. But moving on. So they move on to Miss Kelli. Now, I reported this a couple of months ago. So there was a word that Kelly's ex-husband was going to sue her and Bravo for all the false accusations that she put out there about him. And he came out and said that the money that they had received a certain amount of loan for their restaurant, but she took most of it and spent it on her birthday and other frivolous personal items. Now, even though she did that with the money, they still owe the loan. He paid off the loan, but he wants the money back. And then he also is suing with her Bravo because they willingly allowed her to say these accusations about him and didn't fact check or anything. Pretty much defamation of character. I think he's suing for about $2 million. So Kelli is asked somewhat about this lawsuit. They don't directly ask about it. I'm going to be very honest with you. When it comes to her lawsuit and then the this particular lawsuit and then the Britt Eady lawsuit, I thought they didn't want them to talk about it at all. Kelli was asked, I'm not going to show it, but Kelli was asked about Britt Eady on the red carpet, and we all know that, you know, Britt Eady is suing Bravo. So for anyone on the red carpet to bring her up, I was pretty shocked. I would assume that they put that on the list like, don't talk about her. Don't bring her up. The same as this question about this particular lawsuit. But they asked about the lawsuit and they also asked about her hiring Pheadra Parks. So let's take a look at that. Let me refresh.
Going through similar situations, such as myself, and helping others, I decided to take up her offer, of course, because who wants to pay, you know, thousands of dollars in attorney's fees?
She just wanted free work.
Yes.
She sure did, because she can't afford nothing else. She used all her chicken money on 17 bags, 17 designer bags on her daughter, more lip injections, more cheek implants, more probably butt injections. She's fake head to toe. So that's where the money went. So she knew she needed you. You were going to do it for free. When's the last time Pheadra actually defended anyone? When was the last time she did it? Kelli, you're going to lose this baby. Whatever coin that you possibly could have mustered up, you should have got you a better lawyer, because I don't know if Pheadra's going to help you at all. I don't know if you're counting on Bravo to do the brunt of it all, but Pheadra was not a good move.
But no, she is very professional when it comes to her 10 jobs, okay? Yeah. And she takes all of them very
Exactly, 10 jobs. She got 10 jobs. So when's the last time she did anything when it comes to law?
very seriously, and I trust her, and we're going to get that job and that win done. Going through similar...
That is screaming storyline to the max. She's doing this pro bono for storyline, because this makes absolutely no sense. We all know her history when it comes to her court cases. How many has she lost and how many has she won? Now, I don't know if y'all know this. I don't know if y'all OG, like, you know, Atlanta Housewives watchers, but she was Bobby Brown's lawyer. Especially during those times where he kept getting arrested, him and Whitney kept getting arrested, and he kept going to jail. So what that tell you? She was losing all those court cases when it came to Bobby Brown. She is definitely someone I would have not hired. But girl, Kelli, good luck. Good luck on that. So now let's move on to Miss Porsha. So, you know, there was rumors out there with Porsha seemingly dating a woman. So she was asked about this, and you know what? She came clean. She said, definitely, I am in a relationship with a woman. And I'm happy for her. We all knew she was bisexual. We all knew about the little mess around she had with Candy. And then y'all remember during that bachelorette party, whose bachelorette party was that? I forgot who it was. Was it Cynthia's? And then they had the stripper Bolo. And apparently he was sleeping with two of the women. We all know that was Porsha and Tangi. They were the only two in that area sleeping. They denied it, maybe because Tangi didn't tell anybody about her sexuality, but we all know those two were sleeping with Bolo. So, yeah, let's take a look at this video. Hold on, y'all. Yeah. Let me make sure this is queued up. Okay, cool.
Let everyone know that you were seeing both men and women while back on the dating scene. So which group were you first open to about your newest adventure in your romantic life?
Actually, it was almost the whole group at the same time. Yeah, Drew had a movie premiere.
Run, that was in theaters.
Yes, our movie
Okay, you support.
And so, I had already gone out on a date with my female friend, and it was not really a date, like
Your girlfriend, not your female friend. Your girlfriend, her name is Patrice McKinney.
my sister and her hang out. And then when her premiere came, I said, maybe I'll just text and ask her if she want to come with me. You know, forgetting the cameras and all that, let's just see if she would want to come. And she said yes. And so I just went with it. And so I brought her, and Pheadra met her first. Yes, Cynthia was there, and Angela. So, yes.
She believes in diversity.
Yes.
I like that.
Listen, I hope this relationship that Porsha got going on with this woman is genuine. Porsha tends to move very quickly from person to person to person. I don't know if she does that because she's actually looking for love or she's looking for someone who can support her lifestyle. Because if you notice, when she finds someone who got money, all her little endeavors that she do, all her little business she do, it falls to the wayside. She don't think about them. But once she noticed that that money is not sticking around, then she'll go back to her businesses so she can support her lifestyle. So I believe Patrice is in the business of music. Don't quote me on that, but I believe that's where she gets, that's where she gets paid from. And probably that's how she met her. But this is the video clip that Porsha's talking about where everybody met her. So let me show y'all that real quick. Let me turn this sound off. That was a little video clip. So during the panel, Porsha was asked about her relationship with Angela Oakley, and this is what she had to say, child. Hold on. Before I do that, let me unmute it.
To hit some bumps in the road in your friendship this past season, how would you describe your relationship today?
I feel like Porsha and I have overcome that situation in a good way. I see Porsha. I think she see me. We see each other.
Taking you so long to answer that question. She loves me.
Okay.
Yes, she does. No, that was crazy. First of all, and I still appreciate all the time that she accepted my apology for all that craziness. But Angela is just real. You know what I'm saying? Like if you come to Angela real and you authentic, she can accept that and she meets you where you are.
Yeah.
But that goes both ways. Okay? Because she can meet you down here or she can meet you right here. So I would say I like her. I don't care what she say.
Angela, you and Porsha.
Porsha, please, you met your match. When it came to Angela, you thought you was slick at the mouth talking about her husband. She had to check you. And you didn't think she was going to do that. So you backed down a little bit. You know who she is now. Yeah, she real and she don't play about her husband. Cause see, you think you could play around with other people's husbands, but she don't play that. And she checked you, you appreciate it, you apologize, and I'm glad they're moving forward. Cause honestly, I don't want to see the same back and forth as last season. Last season was not good, you guys. I didn't even finish it. I think I still have like maybe 2 or 3 episodes. It just started to get really tiring with all the back and forth between the other ladies. Between all the ladies. But I believe that's pretty much it when it comes to the Atlanta Housewives in their panel. Let me just talk about Miami. So Miami had their panel as well. I did not report really anything about Miami. I enjoyed it. Or I shouldn't say I enjoyed it. I wanted to personally watch the season, enjoy it on my own time. I didn't necessarily wanted to report on it. But during the panel, They asked Gertie and Julia about their relationship and the whole situation during Marisol's reception when they were arguing and how Julia threw the water. Gertie was still upset, but they talk about this situation yet again. Let's take a look at it.
It's very simple. It's super simple. I lied on you, and I'm sorry. Not just I'm sorry for the water, but led to the water toss. So we have to start from the beginning.
I'm very sorry how you feel, Gertie, and if that's how you feel right now.
Let her answer. Let her answer. Let her answer.
No, okay. Julia, just say it. Just say sorry and be done with it. Gertie, I apologize to you, and that's
let's start like this basic reunion.
Gertie,
Lexia, don't interject anything at all. A lot of these women on here are colorists. A lot of these women on here are Latina women, specifically Cuban. There's a colorist issue within that group anyway, because there's a lot of Black Cubans. There's a lot of dark Cubans. And like in the Latin community, like in the Black community, like in the Middle Eastern community, like in the Asian community, there's a hierarchy. The dark ones are down here, the light ones are up here. And like I said, there is a colorism issue, a big issue in Miami. Okay. And when it came down to Gertie and Julia's situation, and when Julia threw that water on her, they sat there and they didn't say anything. They accepted it because whatever their reasons of why they don't like Gertie, I think they don't like Gertie because Gertie makes her own money. She's extremely successful in her business. She doesn't need her man's money like the rest of them do. And outside of Dr. Nicole, and they have an issue with that when it comes to Gertie. And on top of that, she's a Black woman. And I think that's what it is. Julia, completely wrong on what you did. Okay, you asked this woman, you begged this woman to go on this cruise ship with you, but you thought that you thought it would be okay for her to just sit in the room the whole time. So you telling me to meet the captain or whatever the other events were, she wasn't allowed to go. So what was the purpose of her going? You lied on her. You knew about it. She was saying something about it. And in order to shut her up, you threw that water on her, which was completely disgusting. Your sorries were disingenuous. And the only reason why any of you guys are apologizing for the situation and what your part was or what your lack of your part was because the audience had an issue with it. And you didn't like the negative comments. Julia, you could go. You're boring. Another thing, too, Julia adopted 2 Black boys. What a huge mistake that was. Why are 2 Russian white women who have absolutely 0 Black people in their lives, specifically Black men in their lives, and they're raising 2 Black boys? Unacceptable. Unacceptable. And that's how I feel about the situation. So, lastly, let's talk about Housewives of Potomac. Angel and Kay were on a red carpet and they were asked about Giselle and Wendy. If you guys are watching the Potomac franchise right now, it's currently on. I forgot how many episodes they're in. Angel, you have been a complete disappointment. Angel is the type of person who will always bring the energy down in a group setting. I had a friend like that, and I could tell you we're not friends anymore. I like to have fun. I like to have a good time. If you want to be moody, stay your ass home. You don't need to be around us. And she is that type of person. She's also the type of person who's smiling in your face, knowing she had a problem with you, and instead of just addressing the situation, she is going to smile in your face and then play victim the next day. So I hope this is Angel's one and done. I really do. But again, she was on the red carpet and she was trying to be shady towards Giselle and Wendy. I hope you keep that same energy during the reunion. I bet you she not. She's going to sit there and cry or whatever else she's going to do. But again, she tried to be shady between, not between, but she tried to be shady, with Giselle and Wendy. So let's take a look at that.
I was pretty floored by her comments about your Instagram. I thought that was shocking and quite rude.
It was very rude. I don't think that that's a discussion that you have at the table. And I definitely don't think it's something that you say to someone who just presented you with a host gift as a thank you for bringing them on the trip. So it was unfortunate.
Girl, please, don't nobody give a damn about your gift. She wants to know if that was you. She was being messy, of course, because I thought it looked like her. She gained some weight because she had a baby, and she's at a certain particular age where it's probably harder for her to, take the weight off. Was she being shady? Yes, that's who Giselle is. That's what she's been doing since the time that this series started. Get over it. You either take it to the chest, grow a thick skin, Angel. Jeez Louise. What she said was not a big deal. I'm sorry.
I thought it lacked tact, a little bit lowbrow, a little bit geriatric Regina George, but we're moving on.
Lord.
So, Angel, you had a very emotional cast trip, and what was your reaction to seeing Wendy say that you're living in misery? Are you living in misery here today at
And she is.
Bravocon.
I have the happiest life. I mean, my husband is right over there supporting me.
This upcoming, the rest of the season, apparently y'all got kicked out your Potomac house.
I have 2 beautiful children, a thriving business. I am the picture of happiness. I think that Wendy was just projecting, actually, because who's living in misery?
It's Wendy. I was pretty floored.
Again, Angel, keep that same energy whenever reunion come, because now you starting to throw digs at her to rest. What did Wendy... See, this is my problem with Angel. Angel don't have a individual bone in her body. Everything that you hear her talking about is from Kiana. Any beef that Angel has with Wendy is via Kiana, because I don't quite understand what her issue is with Wendy. According to what Wendy said during the after show, was right before that Derby event, I forgot what it's called, Angel and her family came over to Wendy's house. They had a good time. The guys were outside playing football. These two were kikiing, and then all of a sudden when it got to Kiana's house, it completely flipped. So I see why Wendy is very cautious of you, because you two-faced. And again, anytime Angel has a problem with Wendy, it's Kiana, because Kiana got her issue with Wendy. Whatever's going on with their friendship, I quite frankly don't care. I think Kiana is taking a lot of stuff way overboard. I don't know if it's because last season people was like, you need to step up. So she thought picking on Wendy or having issues with Wendy was going to be it, and it's not. It's falling flat. No offense, but both of you can get on the bus and go and never come back, to be honest with you. But let's finish the clip.
By her comments about your Instagram, I thought that was shocking and quite rude.
It was very rude.
Oh no, that's what it is. So that was it. But they were on another red carpet, and Angel addresses what Jazzy said to her right before the bachelorette party, when she addressed the situation, or I should say the accusations of her husband, and also the accusations of her being a mean girl when they were in Chicago. So let's take a look at that one.
You took some issue with Jazzy bringing up an alleged incident with your husband, and although she brought it up off camera, are you the type of person where if you know something, tell me, or I'd rather not know?
I think that I am a person who, if you're my friend and you're getting to know me and you want our relationship to stay positive, then you don't need to bring up rumors and conjecture, because it is only designed to bring a person down. So I'm the type of girl, if you don't need to know it, I'm not going to say anything.
Okay. I know that you took some issue with Jazzy bringing...
Girl, because you're not a real friend. Granted, when it comes to certain relationships, you kind of got to figure out how your friend is and if she's willing to listen to any information on their boyfriend or their spouse. If not, then, keep it to your chest. But her issues with Jazzy is just so unwarranted. Jazzy literally told her off camera. Now, she's the one that brought it to everybody. Granted, Stacey and Wendy overheard them arguing, but they had no clue what it was about. And during the bachelorette party, they still had no clue what they were arguing about. Not Stacey. Angel was the one who brought the situation up, and by the way, ruined the party. This is a woman, again, she is an energy sucker. She sucks the energy out of a room. She is miserable. Now, I don't know if that's based off of her relationship with her husband. I have no idea. But I don't know why I want to keep calling this woman Stacy. She's definitely not Stacy. But Angel, you need to be one and done. This is not for you. You don't have a thick skin for it. You crying about every little thing. It's way too much. You bringing the season down. I can't stand it. I've seen the mid-season trailer, and it looks like you still continue on doing the same thing. But what are your thoughts on the panel for Atlanta, the juice they spilled, the beefs that they having? Y'all let me know down below, and I will see you guys in the next video. Before I do that, if you like this video, make sure you like and comment. And if you like my videos, make sure you subscribe and turn on your notification bell. And now I'll see you guys in the next video. That's your dose of drama for this week's reality report. The show may end, but the drama never. Catch you next time for more chaos, more tea, and more reality.